Today we have with us Dr. Mrs. Ashwini Godbole. She is MBBS and MD in biochemistry. She has written many books on diets and also gives lectures at various institutions and also on radio. Let's start with first question. What exactly dietitian means?
Before going to what does a dietitian mean, let's see what are the words like food, diet and nutrition. When you think of food, whatever the things you eat, they are the food. They should be edible. That is the only thing. Second word I am using is diet. What does diet mean? When there are different food groups which are taken in adequate and right ways, then it becomes a diet. And thirdly, this diet, when food reaches our body, then it gets absorbed and it provides nutrition. So such a nutrition, food and diet, these words should be conversant with a dietitian. And dietitian is a person who knows these words thoroughly, as well as that person knows about the health and disease of a person and plans the diet accordingly. Similarly, dietitian does efforts to prevent certain diseases. That planning also comes under dietitian.
After completing 10th, from which stream a student can enter into this field?
Actually, for a dietitian, the basic subjects are biochemistry, biology and physiology. So the student should take the admission in science. After 10th, he can go for home science, and later on, after 12th, he can go for bachelor's and master's in food and nutrition. But the basic stream that he should opt for is science.
Which are the different degree and diploma courses, and we would like to know about their duration.
Basically, we'll have a big spectrum of a diet course. So after 10th, 11th and 12th, that can be done with the home science. And after 12th, bachelor's degree, that should be done in nutrition and dietetics. And there are also other options available, like bachelor's degree in food science and quality control. This is usually for 3 years. After that, master's degree, it is in nutrition and food processing. And it can be done in applied nutrition, as well as it can be done in public health nutrition. So that this master's degree is for 2 years. And after that, there is a postgraduate diploma, which can, you can say it's a specialization. So postgraduate diploma in dietetics, it at least takes 1 year, in which there is certain lectures are conducted and internship program is also there. So in total, if you look at it, 11th and 12th, basic science or home science. After 12th, bachelor's degree. After bachelor's degree, master's degree. And then the postgraduate diploma. Even some students can go for that PhD, which is the doctorate in this field. So they can do this in universities.
Which are the different government and private institutions for this type of study?
If you want to take education in this field, SNDT University is the primemost university which offers education. So in SNDT University, the only point is girls are allowed, not the boys, for the home science. But in other colleges, they can go for 11, 12 basic science. Then universities like Pune and Mumbai University, they offer the education as far as the master's degree is concerned and PhD is concerned. And bachelor's and master's education is available in, at least in Maharashtra, in SNDT Universities, Pune, Bombay. Apart from this, if you look, then in India, the institute is especially offering the education are the Baroda University. Second is the Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu. There are many universities and colleges who offer the education. As well as, according to New Era, there are some online courses like postgraduate diploma, which is offered by IGNOU. Only part is, the first part they offer online, but last 3 months internship, they ask for the actual practical work.
Which are the different sub-branches in this field?
If you look at the sub-branches, mainly the sports nutrition is the emerging branch. Nowadays, the sports person and their whole diet planning is one of the important aspects. So that's why the clinical nutrition postgraduate diploma as well as postgraduate diploma in sports nutrition and fitness, these are the, you can say, sub-branches or specialization in this field.
How does actually a dietitian works? I mean, when we go to doctor, we are usually suggested to take few medicines, or they suggest a pattern of our diet. So what exactly a dietitian does when a patient goes to them?
Here first I will let you know how I work. so that it will be easy for you to understand how a dietitian works. I work in a setup that is Chiranjeev Diet and Development Center, which is a pediatric setup totally. So in our setup, many mothers come with the complaints that my child doesn't eat, or whether my child is eating in a proper way. So in this case, first I take down their questions, any specific questions they have. Then later on I ask them about their food habits or diet habits of their child, in which specifically we take the history. That includes how much times the child eats junk food, whether it is daily, weekly, monthly. Then basic food nutrient groups like cereals, pulses, are they included in the child's diet? What is the frequency of eating of the child? That is taken noted. And after this basic information, I specifically ask them about disease, whether child is suffering with any specific disease. Like in children, sometimes if the child is having jaundice, you have to plan the diet accordingly. That oils and sweets should be avoided. So we have to take a note of this, because when a child is coming with the low diet or not eating properly, there are a big spectrum of diseases is there, or only it can be mother's query, or it can be only fussy child. So your counseling has to be according to that. So after that we take a diet recall. In the diet recall, we take down all the food nutrients which are taken by the particular child, how many times the child eats. After that diet recall, we calculate the calories, and that are according to the age. Whether they are matching according to age and weight, I find out. And if they are faltering, accordingly the advice is given.
Which are the different job opportunities in India and also in the foreign countries?
Actually, this is a growing field, I can say. The opportunities start from the clinics, which can be pediatric clinic or a physician's clinic. In a physician's clinic, the advice should be given according to the disease, like specifically diabetes, hypertension, or sometimes some people come for the prevention of such a diseases. Secondly, it can be a pediatric setup in which day in day out such a advice is required, especially for breastfeeding mothers, and then how to start a top feed weaning food. So such a career options are available in clinics. In hospitals, if you look, there is a lot of thing, because each and every diet has to be planned for a patient. Like if it is a normal patient, then the patient is having some hypertension like disease or diabetes, accordingly the diet plan has to be there in the hospital as well as on the discharge. Secondly, if certain procedures are done, like PEG is inserted in the adult patients if the patient is not able to swallow, or even in children, the PEG is inserted for specifically for mentally retarded children, then the parents have to be advised that they should come with a diet in such a way that the abdomen is not bloated and the adequate nutrients are maintained. So the planning in the hospital is totally different. Now if you look at the schools and colleges, then in their schools and colleges, the midday meal programs are going on. The school diet, college diet is going on. So for this planning, dietitian is required. If you look at the government sector, then in government sector, midday meal is there. ICDS schemes are going on. For those schemes, the dietitian can get the opportunity. Similarly, various research projects are going on, like iron deficiency anemia and mothers, iron deficiency anemia and children. If there is an iron deficient mother, then how is the child brought up? All these points, they are the concerns of study. Various research organizations as well as corporate and industries. In corporate and industries, they are having growing concern and conscious about their employees' diet. So in this case, dietitians get the job. Similarly, in various fitness centers, because nowadays many people, they face the obesity problem, or sometimes the people are very conscious about diet. So diet advice is mainly nowadays offered in various fitness centers, gymnasiums. So that opportunity is there. And similarly, business opportunity like food industry, nutraceuticals, food and technology industries, as well as where quality control is carried out, the dietitian can get a job. Similarly, employee wellness and HR, dietitian are also required. Similarly, in foreign countries, the opportunities for dietitians are a lot. Especially in hospitals, they have got a team approach in which doctors as well as dietitians, they are involved. So for each and every patient management, dietitian gets a job. Along with the hospitals, in private clinics also, dietitians are appointed. In various industries as well as in sports medicine, the dietitian is a must. So, in foreign countries, a job for a dietitian is always overwhelming and there are many opportunities.
Which norms do you think are important for a student for his or her own good diet?
For a student, I will teach a basic fundamental principle, which means food pyramid. The food pyramid, it has got just like a pyramid, it has got a broad base. On that broad base, the child is usually advised to take 40% of cereals in his daily diet. Then 25% fruits and vegetables have to be there. 20% there has to be only milk and milk products and not the milk, because sometimes the children feel that I should eat only milk, but if he takes the milk, then it, instead of 20% it becomes 70% and whole pyramid is lost. Similarly, 10% dals, pulses, sprouts and the non-veg food can be included for non-vegetarians, and 5% should be only sugar and oil. And if you look at the today's children's diet, they like to eat wafers, farsan, mithais, and that includes the sugars and oil a lot. And the food pyramid changes here. Instead of 5% of sugar and oil, they become 50%. So pyramid gets inverted. So children should bear in mind to follow the food pyramid. It actually tells us that activity of a person as well as individuality should be taken into consideration. So according to food pyramid, if we have planned, but the child is sedentary, not doing much of the exercise, then not much calories are required. But a particular child is going regularly for a sports training, then the calorie requirements are different. Similarly, individuality means a particular person, a particular child may like a specific diet, but is that suitable for him? For example, a child can have a glass of milk, but another child, he may have immediately lose motions with a single spoon of milk. So, planning is becoming important, and here, according to the health and individuality, the diet should be kept in mind.
Which qualities do you think it possess while entering in this field?
While entering this field, the child should fundamentally have, or a student should fundamentally have a concept that I am going for the subjects like physiology, biology, and biochemistry. So he should have a liking for this. Then later on the diet, nutrition, all this part comes. But the important thing is he is going to have knowledge about human disease, human health. So he should be aware and he should be interested in these subjects. Along with this, when it comes to working as a dietitian, the important thing required is a good communication skill. Until the psychology of a patient, in case of adult patients, and like I work in pediatric diet, the psychology of a child as well as mother should be understood. Then only the diet can be planned. Because sometimes if it happens that the mother is telling that she is too much busy in her work, then we can't force upon our norms immediately. We have to keep a little flexible diet, but keeping the standards. So, psychology of the mother and child is important. Secondly, good communication skill as well as patience, because a mother can go on talking her complaints endlessly, but picking up the important points, that is genuineness, and listening for a long time is patience that is required. A good writing skill is very important, because diet planning means it's totally planning and organization. So we are producing a report. So good writing skill should be developed. A leaflet writing can be required, as well as writing a column in newspapers, that can be required. So good writing skills are necessary, as well as organizational ability is important, because sometimes we have to work in a team. If a particular dietitian is catering a lot number of people, so team spirit is important, as well as fitness of an individual is equally important.
Coming to the last question, we see that lifestyle is changing very rapidly these days, and so the health problems are increasing. So do you think that there will be a fast need of dietitians in the future?
Yeah. So looking at this question in a different way. So how is the lifestyle changing? Children are running for the school from early in the morning. When they come from the school in the afternoon, they usually sit in front of the TV or computers. So screen time spent is too much, and actually exercise time is very less. And when they sit in front of screen, they keep on eating some sort of food which is not healthy. Sometimes farsan, sometimes chips, or sometimes mithais. So as a result, obesity is increasing, which is common nowadays in children, and same is in adults. So for this case, the dietitians are required on a lot number, telling the people which are the wrong food habits, then taking the diet and planning it is very important. So there is a lot of job opportunities and career opportunities in this field of dietitian. But you should have a lot of patience and genuineness as far as in our country. Similar is the picture in foreign countries. In foreign countries, especially US, UK and Australia, they have a team. So in each and every hospital, for a pediatric setup, a different dietitian, for adult, different dietitian is usually involved. Similarly, for sports field, they appoint a dietitian who has got taken knowledge in sports nutrition, and as well as similar fields like food and technology, food and quality control. They need dietitians. Various government projects in our country, they also need the dietitians. Research organizations like National Institute of Nutrition, ICMR, they need dietitians. And food is essential part of our life. So coming time is dietitians time, I will say.
Ashwini's guidance will surely help those who want to be a dietitian in their future, and it is also very much important for all of us to take care of our own good diet. Thank you, Ashwini.
Thank you. I will also like to thank Jnanaprabodhini Educational and Research Institute for giving me opportunity.